Study Session 6: The Values and Ethics of Medical Social Work. Introduction. In this session, you will learn about values and ethics guiding medical social work. You definitely have to know that all professionals have their values and ethics, so also social work professionals. What then are these values and ethics guiding medical social work practice? Learning outcomes. When you have studied this session, you should be able to define value as defined by Brichin et al. 2000. Identify the values of medical social work that talks of discrimination. State the code of medical ethics that talks of violence. Identify the ethical principle of social work practice that deals with right of privacy of patient. The values of medical social work. Definition of values. For one to really understand and practice medical social work, one has to know what the values of medical social work are. What do we mean by values? A value is commonly described as the quality of something in terms of its usefulness or desirability. Technically, a value is a belief, preference, or assumption about what is desirable, useful, good, or valuable to man. According to Brichin et al. 2000, value is a set of beliefs, ideas, and assumptions that individuals and groups hold about themselves and the society they live in. Values are a part of culture and societal norms that guide people's daily lives. In the context of health and social care, the value base is the framework which informs and supports all systems and processes in practice. In other words, it becomes the guide to the way professionals work with their clients or patients. Values in health and social care. According to Challoner et al. 1996, values in health and social care practice include the following. 1. Promoting anti-discriminatory practice. This involves being able to identify prejudices, assumptions, and stereotypes which are used to devalue people. It involves trying to meet the varied needs of different people rather than giving everyone the same service. 2. Maintaining the confidentiality of information. Confidentiality is an important value in nearly all professional services for people. The key issues that make confidentiality so important are the issues of trust and clients' safety. The value base states that confidentiality of records and information should be discussed with the client wherever possible. However, some clients or patients may not want their spouses, relatives, and friends to know about their finances or their medical details, or even to know about some day-to-day details of their lives. Therefore, the medical health care workers in hospitals have to keep these facts as secret as possible. Confidentiality provides the clients with security and also preserves their privacy. 3. Promoting individual rights and choice. Clients' or patients' rights include dignity and freedom from discrimination. This means that they have to be treated as being worthy of respect and that their feelings are duly considered in the care they receive. Adults need to be able to make choices about their lifestyles in order to preserve dignity and independence. Therefore, health caregivers or medical carers need to empower clients or patients to make their own choices and to control their own lives as far as possible. In this regard, the care workers have the responsibility to ensure that their clients are fully informed about the services provided and about their rights in relation to those services. 4. Acknowledging the individual's personal beliefs and identity. Gender, ethnicity, culture, religion, social status, and sexuality contribute to the way clients perceive themselves. To deny clients any aspect of their identity is to deny their personal uniqueness. Therefore, care workers need to ensure that they do not impose their values on their clients. It is a responsibility to help build clients' self-esteem and to acknowledge and maintain clients' sense of themselves. That is, their personal identity. 5. Support individuals through effective communication. The need for the understanding of clients' work in an anti-discriminatory way and meet the self-esteem and emotional security of clients necessitates effective communication. Communication has to be adapted to the needs of individuals. Hence, it is important that medical carriers can convey respect in all their conversations and in all the forms of body language that they use when working with clients. Ethics of medical social work. Ethical principles affecting the practice of medical or clinical social work are rooted in the basic values of social work profession and the responsibilities entrusted to it by the society, that is, the National Federation of Societies for Clinical Social Work. Within this context, the principal objective of medical social work is to enhance the dignity and well-being of each individual who seeks its services. The Code of Ethics for Medical Social Work includes the following. 1. Responsibilities of clinical social workers. Clinical social workers faithfully carry out the responsibilities entrusted to them. In this regard, they should A. Maintain the highest standards of professional competence in all of their professional roles. B. Value objectivity and integrity and constantly examine, use, and attempt to increase the knowledge upon which practice is based. C. Accept responsibility for the consequences of their work and make every effort to ensure that their services are used appropriately. D. Not engage in or condone sexual harassment. And E. Refrain from undertaking any professional activity in which their personal difficulties might lead to the inadequate provision of service. 2. Responsibilities to clients. The client is the primary responsibility of the clinical or medical social worker. The clinical social workers make every effort to respect the integrity, protect the welfare, and maximize self-determination of the clients and groups with whom they work. Some of their responsibilities to their clients include the following. A. The clinical social worker should inform clients of the extent and nature of services available to them, as well as the limits, rights, opportunities, and obligations associated with service which might affect the client's decision to enter into or continue the relationship. B. They should enter or continue professional relationship based on their ability to meet the needs of the client appropriately. C. They should terminate services to a client and professional relationships with him or her when services and relationships are no longer required or no longer serve the client's interests. D. They should not exploit relationships with clients for undue personal advantage, profit, or interest. E. The actions of clinical social workers must safeguard the interests and concerns of the clients when they act on their behalf. 3. Relationships with colleagues. A. Clinical social workers should act with integrity in their relationships with colleagues and members of other professions. B. They should know and take into account the traditions, practices, and areas of competence of other professionals and cooperate with them fully for the welfare of clients. C. The clinical or medical social worker should treat with respect and represent accurately the views, qualifications, and findings of colleagues and fairly express judgment on them through appropriate channels. D. The clinical or medical social worker should ensure that clients are referred to allied professionals who are recognized members of their own discipline and are competent to carry out the professional services required. E. They should take appropriate measures to discourage, prevent, expose, and correct unethical or incompetent behavior by colleagues. And F. They should assist and defend colleagues that are unjustly charged with unethical or incompetent behavior. 4. Confidentiality. The safeguarding of the client's right to privacy is a basic responsibility of the clinical or medical social workers. Hence, it is their responsibilities to A. Maintain the confidentiality of materials that are being transmitted to them in any of their professional roles, including the identity of the client. B. Reveal confidential information to others only with informed consent of the client, except in those circumstances in which not to do so would violate the law or would result in clear and immediate danger to the client or to others. C. Conceal the true identity of the client when confidential information is used for the purpose of professional education, research, consultation, and so forth. And D. Make provisions for maintaining confidentiality in the storage and disposal of records. 5. Moral and legal standards. Medical or clinical social workers show sensible regard for social codes and moral expectations in their communities, recognizing that violation of accepted moral and legal standards on their part may compromise the fulfillment of their professional responsibilities or reduce public trust in the profession. Some of the moral or legal responsibilities of a clinical social worker are the following. A. They should not, in any of their capacities, practice, condone, facilitate, or collaborate with any form of discrimination on the basis of race, sex, sexual orientation, age, religion, socio-economic status, or national origin. B. They should normally adhere to the relevant laws and regulations. However, when such laws are in conflict with the principles and standards of the profession, the clinical social workers have to make known the conflict and work towards change that will benefit the public interests. C. They should participate in activities that contribute to improved social conditions within their communities. 6. Pursuit of research and scholarly activities. A. The clinical or medical social workers have to participate in research and scholarly activities on health-related matters. In doing this, they have to abide with the research ethics like informed consent, voluntary participation, and others. B. Their research findings must be presented accurately and completely with full discussion of their usefulness and limitations. C. The clinical social workers have to take credit only for work actually done in scholarly and research endeavors and give appropriate credit to the contributions of others. 7. Public statements. A. When making public statements, the clinical social workers should make clear which are personal opinions and which are authorized statements on behalf of the organization. B. They should adhere to professional rather than commercial standards in making known their availability for professional services. For instance, they should limit professional announcement or advertising to their names, highest relevant academic degree, and so forth. C. They should not offer to perform any service beyond the scope permitted by law or beyond the scope of their competence. D. They should not engage in any form of advertising which is false, fraudulent, deceptive, or misleading. E. They should not solicit or use recommendations or testimonials from clients. Study session summary. In this study session, you learned that there are various definitions as stated by different authors. There are values of medical social work. General ethics of practice for medical social workers must be known and well understood. The specific ethical principles for medical social work practice must be known and complied with. End of study session 6. Thanks for listening.